just as a little warning, for some reason, were some dropouts randomly, but they're not too long and not much important. But also, Logan's voice, for some reason, was facing the back of the mic, so it sounds kind of weird, but sure, next time it'll be fixed. So. Jesus Christ. Well, enjoy the episode. Oh.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to our first podcast.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I don't know what we're supposed to... Hey, guys. Welcome to our first podcast. This is...
Welcome to ASMR episode 1.
ASMR.
Let's go, girl, ASMR.
We're starting off with a pop tab against a pop can. And that is it. The episode's over.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for tuning in. You can find us on SoundCloud, Instagram, and Wikipedia.
Well, guys, are we uploading this to my SoundCloud page?
Do you have a SoundCloud page?
No, I should get a SoundCloud page.
Should you?
I should just become a rapper.
Should
like,
we?
on the
Honestly,
side.
dude, I've thought about it. Rapping,
dude.
That's what's coming big nowadays. You can be big just by saying anything.
Yeah, you can just be
That's
like
true.
KSI or something, and Logan Paul, and just pay your way up.
Yeah.
You just start drama with people for no reason, and that's how you get noticed.
You can just pretend to be a musician.
Exactly. Well, the whole time you're just like, yeah.
Have you, Justin Roberts, the song Six Figures, or like 6 figures I was only for. Have you heard that song? You
I've
listened to
heard it
the whole
before.
thing? Like, it's so weird. The entire song, like, it's not like a flex. Like, you know how if you're rich, you're like, I have money and I worked for it. Or if you're like hot, you're like, I'm hot, look at me. But with him, it's like, my dad was rich and I've had money since I was born. It's like, okay, that's cool, except, like, where's the flex?
I feel like he needs to flex, like, his daddy issues at that point to get some clout.
6 stepmoms I was only 4.
I think if you're rich, it'd be like, what if, those kids that like, oh, my parents are so abusive, they buy me the wrong color of cars.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, there's those kids that actually get beat, but they don't do anything about it. Well, I wonder if there's, like, an actual kid that's, like, complained about his color of his car, but his dad beats him.
No, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's actually quite a fair bit of overlap.
Don't you think he would have gotten like some sense beaten into him at that point?
I mean, I don't think retardation can be cured by
That's true.
You guys, what happened to Little Tay?
Little Tay, dude, I don't know. She fell off the face of the earth.
Dude,
I remember everyone.
Little Tay.
I know. I rember everyone was talking about her for like there was probably like a month or like a couple weeks. She
Little Dora.
Didn't something happen with like her mom?
Yeah, she was flexing all the houses that were like her mom's realty business.
And her boss found out, didn't?
Yeah, and because the whole thing would have been fine, I think, but she ended up using her boss's car to flex.
She kept denying it too, didn't she? Everyone's like, oh, it's like her mom's boss's shit, and
it's just a picture. It's not actually like license plates there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Smart people,
She was in something recently. Or, like, she made some appearance in some video that went viral or something like that.
Yeah, but nobody knew she was there.
Well, she was only in it for, like, a split second.
Find Lil Tay.
Find her and kill her.
No, whoa.
Like the Idols documentary.
No, let's get her and let's keep her as a guest here and let's just...
Get her as a guest.
We'll force her into a kennel.
Let's
just...
the whole time, like, shut the fuck up, we're trying to...
We're driving Bentleys in the hills.
Like, you guys sitting, not making any money, and look, I'm really in racks, and I'm 11.
Fuck. Alright, well, my PC went to sleep, so just back where we were, I guess.
The plot thickens.
Were we talking about Lil Tay?
Technical difficulties.
Lil Tay.
Always fun.
Wait, are we back on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually plug in the...
Yeah, so we should try to find Lil Tay. Like, just drive my van around.
No, actually, she, like, deleted... I remember, after everything went down, people were trying to find out, like, what happened to her, and she deleted everything. Yeah. Like, it was just all gone. Like, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, everything was just shut down.
Yeah, her mom would have lost her job otherwise.
I think she did.
Oh, damn, still?
Yeah, she did.
She did. I don't... She might have some sort of...
Lil Tay grounded for months.
No, but I think
Lil
somebody...
Tay's mom grounded from her job.
I think there was, like, some, like, Facebook or Instagram video that went viral of someone found her walking around on the street.
She's like, hey, Lil Tay,
and just, like,
where'd all your money go?
And she's like, oh, I'm still rich, like, shit like that. She was trying to put it up still. And I feel like, honestly, that's probably more to do with, like, her, like, inflated ego.
That's, like, not her personality. It's not her ego, though, because there's videos of her, like, in real life, and she's really not like that.
It's just so weird, like...
Didn't she fight with the Catch Me Outside girl?
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think that would have worked out.
No.
The Catch Me Outside girl would, like...
No, I thought they were, like, yelling at each other, though. Wasn't that a video?
Maybe.
I didn't...
Did you ever watch someone named Lieutenant Corvus?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube?
She got... Didn't her channel get taken down?
No. Okay, so I used to watch her a lot. She kind of, like, she kept uploading, but it was, like, really sporadic.
Yeah.
And it was kind of interesting, like, hearing, like, a young girl's, perspective of, like, what's predominantly taken by, like, older, like, 20-year-old men.
Yeah.
In, like, what is it? Like, a commentary community, sort of. But she had some interesting, like, I remember she made a video once about, like, these, like, psycho kids at her school, and then they, like, they saw her video and, like, complained to her school about, like, part of it, so she had to cut part of it out. Damn. About, like, it was, like, something to do with, like, these kids at her school that, like, their moms, like, this, like, Facebook Karen group, like, went psycho and, like, called the administration about her videos, and she, like, cut part of it out.
Dude, it's always the Karens that ruin everything.
Dude, I get Karens. I've had a couple Karens in the last, like, week at Trade Home.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't had too many Karens in my day. I don't even remember any, like, crazy Karen stories.
Yeah.
It's all just...
Yeah, I don't think I've had...
my pizza! Here's a free pizza.
My
okay,
pizza.
thank you.
It's so much easier at, like, a food place,
Dude.
so, like, I have to give them free shoes. Like,
No,
really?
Sometimes. Not free shoes,
Have you had
but...
to? Have you gave someone free shoes?
Well, we do replaces. Like, if the shoe gets damaged in, like, a short amount of time, we get them back. We get, like, a manufacturer return, and then they give us full money back because it's a manufacturing defect. But,
you keep the shoes?
No, we send them back, and they, like, see what they can do with them. Yeah. But then also... we get ladies that, like, this shoe doesn't work for me, I want a new one, and she gets all mad, and so I try to calm her down, and I'm pretty good at that. Like, it's one of the things I'm really good at. It's just people getting super mad, and I just, like, keep talking to them, like...
So if I walk in there with my shoes and be like, I've had these for, like, a week, and look how disgusting they are. They just fell apart instantly.
Yeah, I always sympathize with them, or, like, even empathize, and then try to bring them up, and then they just calm down, like, for me. But after I, like, calmed her down, she, like, kept going, like, I could see her, like brain, like, pumping up every once in a while, because I could see her, like, flaming, her flaming head again.
Vegan meme for a while.
Yeah, because she was just, like, talking, and then she'd be like, she'd think about her bad time, because I think it was, like, she ordered some shoes, and she didn't get them in time, and then she just was like, I need my shoes.
She went sicko mode.
Yeah, and then she started getting mad even though we told her. Like, it was under the amount of time that we, like, tell people. But she's like, it took too long. It took a week and a half. And, basically, we just, like, hey, we can't give you free shoes, but we can give you, like, a free care product. And then we just gave her that, and it was all good.
Have you guys ever dealt with, like, people that are obviously trying to get, like, free shit?
All the time.
All the time.
It's funny. I remember
me going into 1,000 Degrees.
Just for future reference, I used to work at the same place Logan works at now, and I remember one time when I was working there. You might have been there actually. I don't remember. Maybe you weren't.
Probably not. I rarely worked with you.
Yeah. How long did we work together? Like a month, maybe.
Just like a month, yeah.
I remember this one time. This lady and her husband came in, and they ordered one large pizza and, like, one smaller one. And apparently there had, like, a fly had fallen into, like, the larger pizza. But the thing was, you'd think if you got your pizza and you saw, as soon as you noticed there was a fly, right, you'd think they'd, like, hey, I want a new pizza because this one has a fly in it. It's like, that's fine, because, like, if there's a fly in the pizza, obviously I'll get you a new pizza that doesn't have flies in it. But they took the pizzas, they went outside, and they came back probably, like, half an hour later, and they had eaten, like... Probably, they ate, like, the entire small pizza, and then, like, probably, like, 60% of the one with the fly in it. And they came in and they're like, there's a fly in this?
They should have just, like, cut out a little circle where the fly was, ate the rest of it, and came back.
No, yeah, and so, I think someone asked them, like, when did you notice there's a fly in it? And they're like, as soon as we opened it. And we're like, well, we can't refund a pizza that you ate most of, just, you know what I mean? Because,
Like, they saw the fly.
Yeah, they saw the fly, and they're like, well, we'll just eat around it. And then it's like, well, we can't reimburse you for pizza you ate half of.
You
Like,
give him like a small pizza or something. I could see him not like another big one. Or replace the pizza.
And I was just like, you.
Give him like a nice personal pan. Give him a special like 6-inch pizza.
All I'm saying is I'm not gonna talk about any stuff at work now that I'm the big man.
Well, no, you don't. Yeah, no, I didn't work there anymore.
Big man.
And
I know,
it's just kind of a funny story.
Logan probably has extra tea about
Dude,
work.
yeah.
Is there a lot of stuff? Not, you don't have to explain.
There's not really a lot. There's not a lot.
Okay.
I just not gonna talk about it.
Speaking of pizza, on
But,
this list here we have pizza toppings
Pizza
written
toppings,
down.
yes, the pizza toppings. But flies are my favorite pizza topping.
So what are some of your guys' polarizing pizza topping opinions?
Polarizing, like
Ones that people will get triggered about.
oh, like
Libtard destroyed.
I'm thinking white.
carrots.
Wait, good or bad? Are you pro or anti-carrot?
Anti, dude.
Steamed carrots actually don't even seem that bad on pizza.
No,
I'm
why
not
would you
gonna
say
lie.
that? That's almost
Like,
as bad as like bananas.
they-
Have you seen
okay.
bananas? People eat bananas on
Oh,
pizza.
I feel like
That
they
sounds
look good
terrible.
on pizza, but like once you kind of, it's like one of those things like looks good.
And then you
And
taste it
then
and you're
once
like,
you
never
like
mind.
get into it, it's like
But what about on a ranch pizza? Like ranch
Right.
sauce.
Okay,
Like,
first of all, if you have ranch pizza, that's already a problem.
I like ranch
you
pizza.
just had
No,
ranch pizza.
not not putting ranch on pizza or like dipping it. Like that's I do that. But like, what do you mean about ranch pizza? You mean just like
just like a sauce.
using this-
Just ranch it on as the sauce, yeah.
Yeah.
People do that. People do
Oh,
that.
I could see
really?
that.
I don't
We
like
should do that
that.
at work. That'd actually be
We
pretty.
do that at work.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, we
My grandma actually. Okay,
It's
it's funny.
unlimited toppings for the same price, dude. You can get.
Okay,
25
stop advertising for 1,000 viewers. No, but one time I came in with my grandma after I started working there. Me and my grandma and my sister came in, and me and my sister like split a pizza, so we got like 2 different sauces, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one of us got like Alfredo, and my grandma goes, "Is that mayonnaise?" And I was
Is
like,
that
I think I physically gagged at the idea of using mayo as a sauce, as like a base on the pizza. I was like, oh no.
Dude, that made me just like open my mind to the realms of sauce. Like imagine like peanut butter as a sauce on pizza.
Dude, no, actually,
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
one of the places around here, I don't remember where it was, but somewhere has like a burger that has like peanut butter, and it's like peanut butter
Oh,
jalapenos.
I've heard of that. Peanut butter and jalapenos, like, it sounds kind of weird, but I feel like it actually
Josh with
would
beer
be
and
kind of like
pickles.
one of those good things. Beer
Josh
pickles.
is really into the idea of beer and pickles.
Why?
I don't know, he keeps telling
He's
me
just German.
to try it.
He just doesn't like beer, so he drowns out the taste.
What do you
of
mean
the
he loves
intensity
beer?
of
That's all he
pickles.
drinks.
Yeah,
He'll complain
Root
if there's no beer.
root beer.
He'll be
yeah.
like, oh, there's no beer. I know, I'm out. We were somewhere that he he wouldn't drink anything but beer.
Damn.
Like I don't remember where
Not
we
even
were,
water.
and he's like
no,
this.
No vaping in the house.
He's like, does someone have beer? Or he's
No,
like,
swallow it.
do you guys? He's like, do you guys have beer?
Don't
I'm
do it,
like,
that would
no.
be idiot.
And he's
Blow
like,
it
oh.
Blow
You
it
want-
out, pussy.
He wanted to
I
go
saw
get
that.
it.
I see it.
He like wanted to go
Do you?
get beer because there wasn't any or something.
So he just
Oh,
always
yeah.
wants beer.
Well, not always, but
No.
like if we're drinking, like
He'll
that's the
drink
only
like
thing.
beer or mixed like vodka.
What a G. Who's we, by the way?
We as in
the
we?
group in
Disgusting.
the group.
Oh wait, I'm not supposed to do this. My wisdom teeth.
Oh yeah, you probably actually should.
Yeah, forgot.
Dude, I won't
No
be able to do
drugs
it
for
next
me.
week.
I'll be back.
Oh yeah, your wisdom teeth. I just got mine out for
I'll
anyone
snort Tums.
I'm
listening.
gonna go in like 45 minutes, but I'll be back in like literally 5 minutes. It's just gonna be you two chilling for 5 minutes.
Where are you going?
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're already 15 minutes, 45
he's
minutes.
Just,
now
he's
we'll-
grabbing my water out of the car.
Yeah.
What? There's something I don't know about here.
Yeah, I know. But back on the.
I'm just gonna gloss right over that, I guess.
Yeah, back on the flies inside pizza. Remember when I was at school, at high school?
Oh,
and the fly comes
oh,
into the
dude,
crust
yeah.
of the pizza?
Oh
No.
my god.
And I like went up and I was like,
And did
Yo.
they even replace it?
yeah, they did. But like, I was like, can I get a new slice? And she's like, it's just extra protein. And I,
Did
I
she say
yeah,
that?
she said
Oh,
that.
dude,
And
that's
I
funny.
looked at her like, what?
I
And
could-
then
I
she's
found
like, okay, I'll get you.
I found like a mayfly in my grapes. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I
And
was-
that was
I
when
was,
going through making like Hearthstone cards
Yep,
and everything.
yeah.
School food.
had
I
the
was
worst
afraid to
luck.
eat
Plus
grapes at
four
the school, and
HP.
I ever since then, I've been afraid to eat grapes that aren't like pulled
Grapes.
off the thing, cause like,
Cause
they're.
it blended right in.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is gross, and I do not really feel like eating mayfly, cause it like blended, and I almost put it in my mouth. It was.
Just do like that.
It was like dead, and that's what I
just
almost put it in my
imagine
mouth, and I was
You're
like,
just,
uh-oh.
picking grapes, and you just pick up the whole mayfly.
Oh,
Oh, that was a weird
That's a weird
grape. Dude, I had the worst luck in elementary school. You know those like jelly packets or like the jelly like little container thing.
Stories about packets and
I literally would take the jelly packets. Well, first
Jelly?
the first thing like
Jelly
they had like a
packets?
little like grape
Oh.
jelly and then
like the
they'd have,
Smuckers, like
yeah
Oh,
like the
yeah,
little
yeah.
containers
for like. Do we have like brunch and stuff once in a while?
like they'd had bread like a bread and then I'd always
Oh
get,
yeah,
like,
I remember.
jelly and
That's
peanut
weird.
butter.
I never thought about that, but they gave you like jelly for bread.
Yeah, I loved it. Like that's how I like started my addiction, dude. I like literally will eat jelly sandwiches now.
Weird. Yeah.
But what I would do
Jelly
is
and butter.
every day I would like sneak a piece of bread and jelly like under my tray, and I would hold it with my tray because like you couldn't get like a main, or like you couldn't get something with it, and I always hide like whatever the second thing was or hide something that I could hide. But 3 times in elementary school, I got moldy jelly. Like I'd peel it off and it was like green on top. And then another thing I would do is I'd take ketchup packets, barbecue packets, and I'd throw them in my
Yeah.
locker every day. And I just load up my locker. I don't know why I did it, but it was like a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And like I just had them sitting up there for the whole year. At the end of the year, I took them out and I opened them and I threw them away because they smelled like shit.
One time, you know, we used to have like the Veterans Day or whatever. We'd have like I used to. My grandpa used to come in and have like lunch with us or whatever.
I'd have my dad come in with me.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Wait, actually?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Was he in the? Was he in the
You just
military?
took
Oh, he
them.
was. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
you just took him in because he's not a veteran.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
No, but one time when my grandpa was there, they had like the chicken Kiev stuff, you know, that we would have like once in a while. This is in elementary school, and I found like, I don't know if it was like plastic or like some like I found like some like piece of plastic on the inside, and it was really gross. I remember actually this year, a couple months ago, Taylor, we were sitting in Chinese class, and Taylor had his apple juice cup, and there's this like giant like slime. Like I think it was like it was like something that like made the applesauce that didn't get like dissolved or like that wasn't like some sort of preservative, but there's like a giant like slime thing in the bottom of it. It was so gross. Well,
One time, I have a good story about bad apple juice. One time I was sitting, I like breakfast, you know, sitting in the morning eating my breakfast, and I always would get the
like
peanut
in
butter jelly.
elementary school.
No, like in high school.
Okay.
Like this was junior year that this happened, and sitting there and I'm eating like my peanut butter jelly sandwich in the morning, and then like I had apple juice, and I like really don't like the juice because like every once in a while, you know, it tastes weird. This time it was like something's wrong with this
Really?
apple juice, and I took like a big gulp out
Why
of
would
it.
you do that after acknowledging the fact that there's something
no,
wrong with
This
it?
was that's what I
This
noticed
tastes
after.
poisonous, so I drank the whole thing.
No, like I would like go, and I can drink like the whole thing in one like gulp.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and I set it down, and I'm like, that wasn't good. And then like
Was that when you threw up?
yeah,
Yeah.
like so basically what happened is I'm fine at that point. Like right before we go to class, I have like a little bit of a stomach ache, and it kind of builds up all the way towards like second block, and then like walking to third block, it was I think it was from music. Nope, that wasn't from music because this was junior year. I don't remember what class, but I was walking by the nurse's office.
Well, music would have been second block, junior year. Or no, first block.
No,
Yeah.
I'm in first block, and then I'm walking by the nurse's office, and I remember like lunch is happening. And I walk into the nurse's office, and I look at the lady, and I feel better. So I'm like, oh, well, I didn't feel good, but I'm better now. And so I walk out, and I go to like we had B lunch, so we had like the second lunch like half an hour later, and when I was walking, I just like all of a sudden like boom, like I have a really bad gut ache, and this was like almost in the lunchroom.
Oh yeah.
And so I like stop and I like go sit on the couches for a bit and like think like just okay, I'm gonna be okay. And then all of a sudden like it gets a little harder, and I'm like it just keeps like deteriorating my body. And what I end up doing is I like get up, I start walking to the nurse's office, and then I just like feel like I'm gonna throw up at this point, and like I know it's coming. Like you know when you're in bed and you just snap
Yeah.
and you're like.
Just lean over.
You
and
like get in like ×3 speed mode to get to the next closest toilet. And so what I do is I walk into the nurse's office. Nurse like, oh, you're back. And I said, I'll be right back. I walk right by at the bathroom. I don't know why the bathroom in the nurse's office. Like I remember in elementary school, it was like right next to.
Mhm. It's like
But,
down like
it's
through
in
the hall.
back, through
and-
the hall, and like to the right. And so I go around, and I like walk in, and you just hear. like it was like projectile. Like it was
nice.
really bad. And I remember like vividly.
Are you sure you
Yeah.
didn't drink like that preservative goop in the bottom?
I do not know what happened, but like I get up, I go out, and I'm like, "Do you need help cleaning that?" Because like I knew like I missed the toilet.
Oh.
Like and yeah, and then I got picked up by my mom. Or no, I ended up driving home. I like laid down for a while, and my mom like, "Yeah, he can come home," and I took my dad's car.
I remember did you guys ever like fake being sick in like elementary school?
Dude, I always
You
got.
did or you didn't?
I got.
Andrew.
So what happened in
Nice.
this was ninth grade. I skipped
It's
school
ninth
to play
grade.
Black Ops 3.
Oh yeah, I remember
And,
that. I remember
um,
everyone gave you shit for that. I
Dude,
remember talking
yeah,
about it
because
in the,
Brady,
in the
like I didn't even tell
locker
Brady
room.
about it. Like I actually
How
like
did you find out?
it was like basically I didn't feel great, and that was my get out
Yeah,
of going to school.
yeah.
Like I could have gone to school. I would have gone to school
You're
any
like,
other day,
my
but I'm
tummy
like
hurts.
Black Ops 3
Also,
coming
Black Ops
out.
3.
Yeah, and so I played Black Ops 3 all day, and then like I come back to school the next day. Mr. Eilers comes up and he's like, "So how was the Call of Duties last night?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? I was actually sick." And then
That's
I
like
just
some Mr.
remembered,
Morrow
like,
shit right
this
there.
is when
Yeah.
this is when like I started like kind of like I feel like I
Gives
just
you that
kind of
look.
I was kind of like a little bit like
Look.
I don't know what I want to say, who I was like, but I just kind of like would snap every once in a while, just like for really quickly. Like I was walking,
crazy.
and
Oh,
I
so like
remember
Marina.
saying like, "Okay, pretty much." And but what I ended up saying was like, "You want to see my toilet last night?" And
Just edit that out real quick.
like I just said some like stupid shit like where it was kind of gross, but like I just wanted to shut the fuck up because I really like I did, but I don't want to get called out for it in front of class.
Damn. I remember one time, the only time, like, I didn't really fake being sick that much. I did, like, one time in elementary school, but in high school, I would just kind of, like, tell my mom I didn't feel good. I mean, I guess that's faking it. But usually if I called her enough that I, like, actually wanted to go home, it was at least bad enough that, like, I'd rather not be at school. So, like, there's that. But the only time I ever, like, faked being sick was in, like, probably, I think, it was in elementary school. I think it was probably first or second grade. And I went to the nurse's office. And at that time, like, you couldn't just, like, call your mom and be like, "Hey, I want to go home." Like, you pretty much had to go to the nurse and be sick, otherwise they wouldn't, like, call your parents. And so what I did was I was like, "Oh, I have a stomachache and a headache," and all that, and they're like, "Okay, you can lay down." So I was laying down for a bit, and then I went into the bathroom, and I, like, pretended to puke. I, like, not even, like, I didn't make noise or anything. I just, like, went in there for a couple minutes, and I flushed the toilet, and I, like, washed my hands, and I came out and was like, I threw up. And then she went into the bathroom, and she's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh shit, she's gonna see that there's nothing there." I was like, "Oh, I'll just say I puked in the toilet and then I flushed it, right? Because that makes sense." She's like, "Oh, well, if you, like, threw up, where is it?" I'm like, "Oh, I flushed it." And she's like, "Oh." She's like, she can't call me out on it, because if I actually was sick, she can't just be like, "Well, pussy, go back to class." So she was just like, "Oh, next time, like, don't flush it." I was like, "Oh, okay." So she called my mom, and I think I faked it for like 3 days. Like I wrote that. That was I wrote it out till I couldn't anymore. And eventually my mom was like, "You're fine. Like, go back to school." I was like, "Okay."
Fine, mom.
Fine. Dude, I hated not going to school because
Yeah, in high school it was a lot worse because you'd actually miss quite a bit.
Yeah, and I don't do homework, so anything that I miss in school, I'm not getting graded for.
Yeah.
So
I never like saw like if I wasn't in school, my friends were in school anyway. So like, what would I do out of school?
yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
that is true.
a big thing for me too, like, I'm not allowed to play video games at all the day I stay home from school, even after school's over. So, like, I wouldn't want to stay home from school
Yeah.
anyway.
Do your parents stay home? Like, are they home though during the day?
No.
Then how would they know?
My mom has Steam.
Your
Go
mom
offline.
is, dude.
Oh shit, yeah.
No,
Shit,
but that's
that's
what I was gonna
probably
say
good.
is like, that's one thing. Is like I kind of understood it like when I was like still now I kind of get it. It's like if you're sick, like you shouldn't. I don't know, cause like it's always weird. Cause like watching TV is fine, right? If you're sick, well, that's fine.
Yeah,
You can watch
yeah.
TV, but playing games isn't. It's like I don't know. I just never understood that. Like I get the reason is like
Like
you want to
make
make
it
sure
so you
that they're
don't
not
want
like. Fuck. Okay, we're good. Like because it goes off, but it still records.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like, I get the reasoning would be, like, you would just want to make sure that they're not, like, just staying home, i.e. Andrew playing Black Ops.
Well, my mom didn't really care.
I know. I know. I'm just saying, like,
Your dad's a teacher.
that's generally the idea is
Yeah.
that you want to make sure that they're not like just doing it to stay home, but at the same time, like, if they actually are sick, like, I know at least for me, like, if I actually was sick and I couldn't play video games, I'd be kind of like not sad, but like, what else would I do?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a huge fan of watching TV. Like, if I find the right show, I am, but like, I can't just be sick and like turn on like Nickelodeon and be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I wish I was like a smarter kid, because then I would have been like, I think my friend gave me a pill called Viagra. Can I go home?
Oh my
And
God.
like, because like if you would like say that,
Yeah.
then the teacher would definitely like, you need to go to the
She
hospital
would,
or
like,
something.
yeah.
Like, but just imagine like if you knew
One
more
of
when
my
you were a
friends
kid.
was telling me to take this. It's called Viagra, and I
Oh.
took like 3 of them.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And then he said, "Wait, you actually took them? You should probably go to the nurse." So
Yeah. no, my,
They
no,
would
my
know that's
crotch
not true,
hurts. Just imagine like.
How
a
would they know
kid.
that that's not true?
Okay, like.
What are they gonna do? All right, wait here.
Hold on, no.
Already, your kid. I'll pull down your pants and prove it.
No, but like if you're a little 12-year-old Timmy and you walk in and you're like, I took 3 Viagra pills, you would be like on the ground if you.
I mean, not if you got there fast enough.
Okay,
Yeah, like
but
I
like-
think like immediately after it happened. You're
Like, yeah, I like.
Like how long does?
But if you're like
Viagra
how
take?
old? Let's say you're like 11 and you take 3 full-size Viagra pills. There's gonna like there's something gonna be like wrong. I mean, you're not just gonna have a boner. You're gonna be like, you're gonna need to be
I
hospitalized.
took 3 Viagra. It hurts.
Hopefully, we're not clipping the audio. I don't think we are, but.
No, but dude, back to like puking in school. I remember I was in 10th grade history. I was watching a video about like the bombs going off in Japan,
Oh yeah.
and like we were seeing all the charred bodies and like people had like fucked up backs and stuff like that because they were melted off.
Oh yeah.
And like I was kind of like feeling queasy, but that stuff doesn't make me feel sick. So I
Yeah.
was like kind of confused. I started like sweating a little bit, but I just thought it was like just a natural reaction to the video. And then after a while, it like kept getting worse. And I'm like, "Yo, teacher guy, can I go to the nurse?" And he's like, "Sure." And as I leave like into the pod, I'm just standing there. I'm like, I really need to puke. I look over and find like the garbage can. I just like walk over to it and just puke right
kinda
inside of
funny.
it,
And-
and then just start walking to the nurse. And the funniest thing too, I didn't even notice. My brother was just working in the pod, so he immediately after seeing me puke was just texting my mom and was like, "Yo, come pick up Logan." So by the time I got to the nurse, she already knew basically. I was
Nice.
like, yeah,
So
sick.
I had that happen in health grade.
Health grade.
I mean, in 7th grade
I
in
was
health
sick.
class.
That's why I went home.
I remember. You remember like Super Size Me, that movie that
yeah.
we watched. Well, I
I
think
never
it was
watched
just.
that.
I think it was
Everyone
just a
talks about it.
coincidence, but I started feeling like really like shitty like when we were watching it. Like it was towards like the gross part, but I don't feel like it was like the movie because like just a guy throwing up. I don't feel like would make me feel that sick. I mean, I hate like that kind of stuff, but like not to that point.
Yeah.
But I remember not feeling good, and I was like laying like this, and like I was just like out, like I was just staring, and my friend's like, "Yo, are you okay?" I said, "No, tell the teacher." He gets up and he's like, "Yo, miss, Andrew don't feel good," and I'm like, and she's like, "Huh?" I was Mrs. older lady, was it Mrs. Hanson, or
I don't know.
whoever it was. She was like an older lady.
For what class?
Oh, health.
Oh,
Yeah.
in middle school? Dude,
Yeah.
I love Mrs. Hanson. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
she like stood up. She's like, "Oh no, Andrew, are you
Yeah.
okay?" And I'm like, and I just like I remember standing up, and like I was super lightheaded, and I was like wobbling, like I was like drunk walking pretty much. Like I like fell
Why were you
like to
drunk
the
at
left,
school?
and then she like ran. And she caught me when I was about to fall. Like I was actually gonna fall. Like
you like pass out?
Like I was this close to passing out, and she like I was just like leaning on her, and I don't even remember walking into the nurse's office. I remember trying to get to the nurse's office, but I turned the wrong way because that's how disoriented I was.
And died. And
I
she
know,
saved your
dude,
life.
but like I was just like, and then she like carried me, and I remember like my mom coming to pick me up, and I was like fine at that point. I don't think I ever threw up, but I just
Yeah,
I did
that's-
two. At once, and like I was
You're having
like I had like an iron deficiency, like just, and so I was just like, oh, like literally I felt like my eyes were like rocking
That's
back
weird.
and forth.
That is
I don't know
weird.
what that was. That was just like a
Yeah.
one-time thing.
Have you guys ever like fainted? Just randomly?
Never fainted
brother has,
randomly.
but
I have gotten knocked out by a pole though.
Right,
Yeah, I
were you
remember
ran into
hearing
a
that.
pole or what happened?
Yeah.
But,
Right, you see the.
Yeah.
I have a little scar in my eyebrow.
That's awesome.
But
I also have a scar on my eyebrow.
What happened to me was one time I was like, me and my mom were going to St. Cloud. Just for any listeners out there, just a closer city that was a little bit bigger with like a bigger mall and stuff. So we were doing some shopping, and I remember like we had planned it out probably a couple days beforehand, and I woke up and I was like kind of sick, like my stomach hurt, and I was like kind of like had to throw up, but not like really bad, but just kind of like I could probably still go, but I just might kind of feel shitty. And so I was like, my mom asked me, she's like, oh, you still good to go? I was like, yeah, I can, probably fine. And I had felt fine. The worst thing that happens to me when I get sick is I get like really hot. Like most people get cold, but I get like really warm, and it's like I have to have like the air blasting and like just like laying there without any blankets. And
Butt
so
naked.
no.
In a cryogenic pod.
Yeah, no. And so we get in the car. It's about an hour drive, and so we get there, and I'm like feeling a little bit better. But my mom's like, "Oh, you want to go to Chipotle? Because like we don't have one here." So we go there. We go to like Chick-fil-A or Chipotle or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When we're there, and so we go in, and I'm feeling like once I got in there, it was like there's a lot more people, so I was kind of feeling a little bit like warm and just kind of like a little hot and bothered, if you will. But I was like, okay, and so we're standing in line. It was a pretty long line because they just opened for the day, and we get up there, and right before we went to order, my mom was like, oh, like, what do you want? Because she was ordering, because I was like kind of not feeling good. I was like, I got this like sudden like just weird like really sick feeling, so I was kind of standing there. I was like, she's like, what do you want? I'm like, just like order whatever you think I need or whatever, like I'll have anything, just order what you think. I'm gonna go to the bathroom because I need to like sit down, and like there's nowhere to sit, so I was just like sit on the toilet and just kind of like sit, because like I was like I all of a sudden got hit with like this sudden feeling of like I'm gonna puke everywhere.
Yep.
But like it was more just nausea than that. But I start to walk, and I just remember like I didn't trip, but I just like fell on my like face. Like I took one step and I just like this, and I just remember like looking up. I'm like on my ass. I'm like holding on to like the wall and like the rope. I'm just like, ugh. And I'm like sitting there, and I was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I like stand up, and I'm just like super dizzy. And then of course the dude runs over like, "Oh, are you okay?" Making sure that I didn't like hit my head and get some sort of lawsuit or something.
And you're just like
Yeah.
having an aneurysm on the floor.
Chipotle. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you okay?" He comes over with fucking clipboard and everything, and we're like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
He's done.
But no, dude, it was weird because like,
Don't sue us.
yeah, I was just sitting there, and I just like felt like nauseous, and then I just like fell, and I don't really. It's not. I didn't black out, but it's like there's like a 3-second window that just like control X'd out of my mind.
Damn.
Because it's like I was like standing there, and then I kind of like was sitting on the ground, and I was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, this was like when I got knocked out by the pole. I just remember waking up and I'm like, I wasn't
Here
I
before.
was just like I was just running, and now I'm.
Was that out by the buses at Kennedy?
No, it was in Sartell, right outside of St.
Oh.
Cloud.
Because the only other like injury I ever sustained. My couple of friends, you know how you have to like line up before you go in. So they're like blowing the whistle for everyone to come in to line up to go inside, and so I'm like running, and the line starts to go in, and I didn't want to be late, so I'm like I'm like catching up, and I'm like, as we're going in through the doors, you know how there's like 3 sets of doors going in.
Yeah.
We're like in the middle, and we start going in, and I like one of my friends yelled something behind me, so I kept like going forward because my class was like up there. I like turn around, I keep running, and I like yell something back. As I'm running, I turn back to look forward. I slam straight into like one of the doors, right in the forehead, and just drop on my face.
I remember one time.
And I woke up with a giant like giant goose egg on my head. And I remember my mom like making fun of me for it for like weeks.
You know those double doors where it's like 2 doors and they open like outwards.
Mm-hmm.
One time I wasn't looking and I threw them open. I sprinted in, but there was a metal beam in the middle. So I just remember, tink. And I made the loudest, and I just like fell backwards, and then it closed on my legs, and it was
Dude. Whoa. Okay, that was weird. Do you remember on the cruise? Were you there when I like slammed my head into one of the doors leading to the outside of the decks?
I don't remember that.
Because you know how there's like they had like the on every deck they had like the outside just like walkway that like looped around the whole thing.
Yeah.
I remember, like, it was, like, late at night, it was either, like, the last day or the day before the last day. It was, like, me, Tegan, Taylor, and John were, like, just walking around, screwing around. And we were, like, outside on that, like, outer, like, layer edge, like, looking out at water and stuff, walking around. And Taylor, like, I think it was a pull door, and Taylor was trying to push it, and I was like, oh, Taylor, you idiot, like, it's a pull door, dummy, like this. And I walk up, and I'm, like, I try to, like, whip it open, but I put my foot in front of the door.
Oh, yeah.
And so I pulled the door open, and before my brain realized what happened, I, like, slammed the door into my foot as I, like, leaned forward to walk in. So my head was, like, in between the door and the door frame, but my foot, like, blocked it. So I, like, whipped the door open. It hit my foot. I moved my head forward, and then the door comes bouncing back off my foot, and it, like, crunches my head between the door and the door frame. Right after I get done making fun of Taylor for not being able to open the door the right way.
And then you just...
And I just, I was like, oh my god.
It was kind of weird on the cruise, seeing, like, Evan get jumbled up with those two girls. You know the story about all that?
Oh, wait.
Because, like, Evan was trying to get with one girl.
Oh, no.
And then
Kelsey and...
And then, like, the girl's friend was like, oh, no, you're not going to get with him. And then...
The two girls from Tennessee?
Yeah.
They weren't the two girls that we were.
Oh.
They were two different girls.
Two different girls from Tennessee.
I don't think they were from Tennessee.
No, they were Southern.
Which girls?
I remember them. We didn't... None of us...
I don't... Yeah.
Nobody else talked to them.
I remember Evan was like...
I saw Evan talk to them, but that's
Evan was trying to get one of them.
Yeah.
He was trying to, like, get one of them alone, and...
And he almost did it. The goddamn...
Oh, I remember... I don't remember who it was, but I remember seeing him all the time with the two girls.
He was trying to get Hunter to get the girl.
Really?
Yeah, for a lot of the time.
It is strange. I do...
Dude, Tyler moments, though. The first one in the hotel.
Yeah.
When, when you were just showering and everyone was in the bathroom, like, what's going on? What did I walk into?
The hotel in Puerto Rico, like, the first time or the second time?
First time. The first day we were there, Andrew was showering, and I like, just, like, opened the apartment door, and I see everyone in the bathroom while Andrew's showering, and I'm like, what's going on in here? At the time, just like, come in, he, like, drags me in, and I'm bored, so I just open up the shower curtain.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Oh, man.
The good old days, back in
Nam.
Back in Nam.
Puerto Rico, that was actually a really fun week.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though we were at the school, I still really thought it was fun.
I didn't even feel like I was with the school because our chaperone was the greatest.
Dude, yeah, Travis. Shout out to Travis, dude.
Shout out to Travis.
Yeah.
Trav Daddy was my favorite. No, but it was weird because, like, everyone, like, I don't know why. Like, obviously, we didn't, like, you don't know everybody in the school. Like, not every person is friends with everyone.
Yeah.
I guess it was just the music students, so I guess it's not the whole school. But it's still a good chunk of the school.
That's probably, like, 2/3 of our grade.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. 2/3 of the grade that actually, like, exist.
Yeah.
Other than those, like, probably, like, 30 or so students that you see, like, twice.
Literally. Like, they don't show up to class.
Yeah. No, but, like even though...
Sadly.
Yeah.
Jazz.
And she's in jail now. No, but...
People in jail.
Even though... Yeah. Even though, like, I don't really talk to... I wasn't, like... Obviously, you're not friends with, like, a lot of people that are in the grade, but, like, I talked... Like, a lot of my friends were saying that they... were like, oh, I don't care that they were that they were there because, like, I don't like them and whatever, and they're just, like, pretentious assholes. It's like, well, yeah, but, like, still, it was kind of interesting because a lot of the people that usually you see as, like, the preppy kids or, like, popular that would, like, never, like, talk to anyone, like, on the trip, like, you could have a conversation with them and they'd just, like, talk to you. Because, like, I know, I'm not going to name names, obviously, but, like, people that you would normally be like, oh, like, that person, I don't know, there, like, whatever. It's, like, on the trip, it was kind of funny because, like, it was a whole different scenario, so, like, you could actually kind of, like, joke around and, like, hang out with them. I don't know.
Party. Everyone kind of saw that everyone else was a partier, so, like, we all, like, all of a sudden have something in common, and we're all, like, reforming friend groups at that time, pretty much, just because you're learning a lot. I remember spending time, and I know a lot of people probably because they were sharing rooms together, and they ended up either liking or hating each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was weird, dude, not, like, using my phone once, or, like, even using the internet once in the whole week.
Yeah,
because there's just so much to do there.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? I just texted the whole time.
Boring.
No, I actually think I bought the package.
I did too.
Yeah, I bought the package.
I remember I was like sitting in the cabin and I was like just thinking of stuff to do, just kind of like in my own like blank world, just in my mind. And I like looked down to see what everyone else is doing, and you, Blake, and Erica's on your phones, and I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving. And like as I leave, y'all put your phones down. Where are you going?
We were
like,
literally so bored sometimes.
Yeah.
Just feel, like not
It
necessarily.
was really
bored.
fun, but it did get kind of like. No, I wouldn't say at least for me, I wouldn't say it got boring. It just felt like you didn't know what to do all the time.
I went to the comedy shows. I thought those were awesome.
I wish I
I
could have
only
gone
went
to
to,
all
like,
the
one.
18 plus ones.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you couldn't go to any of them.
That was kind of dumb.
Well, we weren't supposed to either. Technically, you weren't supposed to do anything
But, I
that was
mean, they
18
didn't
plus.
know.
Even
I'm pretty. There was like a bunch of chaperones there with kids. I'm pretty sure. At one of the
it
18 plus
depends
ones,
on who you're talking
Travis
to.
would have let us. We never asked him.
Yeah,
Oh.
he would have let us gamble on the last day.
He almost did. No, we asked him.
Yeah.
I don't think
He said
would've.
no.
would've
I don't think
been.
he would have. But he was like he
would've
He
been
didn't
down
let
to
us.
it if it wasn't school.
Well, yeah, but if
It
we're
was just like a church
obviously,
thing, like the church isn't gonna like fire him for letting the kids
Yeah.
gamble on the last day.
yeah,
like,
no, but I remember me and Blake asked him. We're like, hey, it's the last day. Can we just like throw
I
a
did
couple
gamble.
dollars?
I did
We
gamble.
Blake did too. He put some money on
I'm
like the
joking, I
claw
didn't.
thing.
Wait,
Yeah.
those are the kids gambling area.
No, but no, not like the claw machine.
You
like
remember
the,
when I made 50 cents off of, I found a quarter in the machine, I pulled it out and I got 50 cents out and I just ran.
No, but like there's that one machine where it's like
I gambled.
it's like that one machine, you know, where you like the one that has like the iPads and the DSs. You like cut the string and you have to like line them up and then it drops. It was like that, but just with like stacks of money.
Oh
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And so
that. I
Blake
remember
kept
that.
doing it. He's like, "God, I'm so close," and then
Yeah,
he's
he-
like, "One more."
I could just see like the gambling addiction forming in his brain at that point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I need to stay away from any sort of.
Good.
Dude, it was
What'd you
not
do?
fun. Well, I just kind of like did slots for a while. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like, that's what I was
there you
thinking.
go.
Like the first time, it's my first
Yeah.
time at a casino. I just turned 18. Why
That's
not
what I
just fuck
thought.
around?
Slots. I will never touch slots again.
Neither
No,
will I,
I'm not
ever.
gonna.
Like-
They're literally like.
I
the
watched
biggest-
Blake blow $50 in 5 minutes on
But,
slots.
dude, that's
He-
that's
he-
not even as bad as what I did.
He
I
literally
went
did
like
that
the whole.
twice.
Dude, I did like the whole day going through, and I'm like, all right, and then I found this bad boy called the Green Machine Deluxe or whatever, where it's like $100 a spin, and I did it.
No.
No,
But I got nothing.
dude,
Blake
Yeah.
had like a 4 in a row, like all in.
I can't go with Blake anymore because he gets so lucky on the dumbest shit that he shouldn't win on, and then I'm just sad.
Dude, he's gonna lose it all one time when
He'll sit down, play normally for hours, make like $5, and then he'll be like, "Well, going all in," and he'll get like blackjack immediately. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah, that
I-
happened. That was honestly hilarious, though. I mean, you gotta think of the odds, though. Like,
I know, and
you're going all
it's
night.
gonna-
You haven't gotten a single blackjack, but you're up. But like, fuck my money. Slide it all in.
He was counting cards. Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, you can't because they only
They
use
have 6
like
decks.
so they have 6 decks, and then like when they're like down 3, they reshuffle it anyway. So
And it's kind of interesting. Though,
Theoretically, you can still count with statistics.
just so everyone's aware, we're here up in. What's Minnesota's motto? The Lone Star? No, that's Texas.
Fucking
The
small
Lone
boys.
Then it's like the
We're
North
basically
Star State or
Canada,
something like that.
We're basically Canada.
No, but Minnesota, Montana.
Oh, look, a
Basically-
moose!
It's like Minnesota.
it's a moose.
The only states that have gambling at 18 are like Minnesota, Montana, and then like parts of other
Any
states.
place with like a Indian reservation, we have like a big portion.
Yeah, but like
In
Wait,
Minnesota
what
it
else?
is.
It's 21 otherwise?
Yeah,
there
pretty much.
is. There's
In
one
most
in,
areas.
like there's tiny areas in like California.
Native American reservations usually are 18. And then like Utah, not Utah. Utah's like super Mormon. No, is that Idaho? Which one's the Mormon one?
Is that Ohio?
No, it's not. It's
I think it's New York.
no.
I
Okay,
don't-
Mormon.
yeah.
The Mormon one is Utah. I think Idaho actually is
Boise is the capital
18.
of Idaho.
Boise. Boise.
Is that what it's
Boise
called?
I think
State.
so.
I guess.
No, but we don't have many like river casinos here. But apparently that's like in most places since they don't have like reservation. Usually
Oh,
it's
yeah. It's not like
usually
that.
they have like boat casinos because it's on
Oh.
the river. So technically it's like something to do with the jurisdiction of like
It works because the government said so.
yeah, pretty much.
It-
They're like, hey,
it
this is
works
illegal.
because the loopholes. Say
It is
so.
kind of interesting
Loopholes.
though. Gambling is technically like illegal through the federal government.
Yeah.
Same with marijuana, but like the states are just kind of like, well,
Fuck it.
like actually though, any day the feds could just come in and raid like any state and like shut it all down, confiscate all marijuana, arrest anyone with charges because technically it's still illegal. It's still a class whatever drug schedule.
Whoa,
one.
that's in the states that that it's not legal in, right? Or even in states that
No.
it's legal in. You
Basically,
sure?
yeah. Actually, it's in one of the amendments. It's
That's scary
considered
to
a
think
Schedule 3 drug. I don't know what the order is. If it's 5 or 1 is worse, but
All I know is they need to change it.
yeah, I know. Apparently, marijuana is like in this categorized in the same group as like heroin.
Dude, it is. Have you seen people that use heroin or that use that use marijuana just once? Oh my goodness! I, like
Smoked one marijuana.
exactly.
Yeah, like,
you use one marijuana and you're just
Yeah.
No,
One
but-
time I heard my friend looked into marijuana and he got sicko mode and he hit his mom.
Do you remember that meme was like big? It was like a big meme, like
inject my marijuana.
no, but technically, marijuana is like illegal on the federal level, and so if the feds wanted to, like basically what happened was the states were just like, well, let's see what they do,
Screw
and
you.
so they like legalized it in the state, and the federal government was just like, all right, whatever. But like technically, they have the jurisdiction. I need to just come in and like shut everything down.
But even if every state does that,
Yeah.
No, I feel like then we do.
No, I'm not saying that they will. They're able to. Like it's in the Constitution.
Probably like amend the Constitution.
At that point, they just amend it. They'd be like, well, fuck it.
Especially if all 50 states are legal for recreation.
I don't think
It's already over half at this point.
Yeah.
Minnesota's
feel
coming
like-
up.
Yeah, actually, Minnesota is one of the ones that is probably one of the most likely ones here coming up in the
I
next
mean,
couple of years.
I'm pretty sure early, or maybe it was late, but 2019 was like the year until the dudes are like, nah.
What are you talking about?
Like it was planned on like having it be legal for recreational use in 2019.
Well, it was a different governor that kept
Yeah.
shooting down
Yeah.
the bill. But Tim Walz has
This
said
new
that
governor
he's
would
more
definitely.
open on it. Actually, I looked into it. Actually, they already tried once.
Yeah.
And basically, even with the new governor, I'm saying they
Oh.
tried, and the Minnesota Republicans were like,
he hasn't gotten them all to smoke yet.
He's just got to go through the White House just with like
no,
a
but
bunch of marijuana, tossing buds in each room. Like, hey, before you vote, try these. Right?
It's
No, he's
literally
tossing
like-
cookies. No, he literally gives everyone cookies.
Dude,
Gives them all edibles.
It's literally like how middle school gets class president by handing out candy and stuff.
No, okay, here's the
Oh, for
plan.
me.
You walk through the White House and like, not necessarily the White House, but like you give everyone a cookie on their way into a meeting. Say you'll be back in a half an hour.
Oh god.
And it's an edible, so you will leave and you come back and then everyone like, you're like, all right guys, how's it going?
And they're all just
Whoa.
Yeah.
And they're like all like, yes dude, let's legalize this.
Half of them realize what's happened. The other half are like, "What's going on?" And then there's like that two people that are just like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah. And then there's two Andrews.
I think what happened, there's like something, there's something specific with like the Republicans said something. It wasn't like they were just against it and like
The
that was it.
Republicans.
Like in Minnesota,
You gotta
Think
come
she had
on.
the
no
ones
idea.
that are voting on it.
I know nothing about politics, by the way.
I know. I'm just saying that basically they were like no, and then they can't do anything about it because they need at least like 2/3 something to get passed, and so it didn't. But it should be
Votes that are no should only count as 1/3 of the vote, which is why.
okay.
Which
That
is
was
why-
the same logic used when black people
Which is
were
why consent
freed.
is a
So
myth.
I don't know if that's exactly a good idea, but
And that's why consent is a myth.
all right. Well, let's not say that.
So, have you seen that picture though of Sid's head in the shape of a swastika on it? Says consent
No,
is a
if
myth.
it's, I probably have
It's
seen
it's the it's
I feel like that's
literally it
something
doesn't
that
make
Evan
any
would show
sense
me.
at all, but it's like the greatest thing ever. Like Sid's head from Ice Age and like
Oh,
a
yeah.
swastika on it that says consent is a myth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Conspiracy theories, huh?
we can talk about conspiracy theories if you want.
What were you saying before that though?
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if like it becomes if marijuana is legalized countrywide
yeah.
Surprised
before
if it
it gets through every state. Because I know like states like Alabama and like Alaska aren't gonna legalize it. Oh, no, Alaska did.
Alaska did. Alabama's gonna be probably like once this
Mhm.
country's like, hey, it's legal now. They're gonna be like,
I'm pretty
oh
sure-
shit. I got-
Wait, we're all retarded.
My prediction though is that it'll get like to most states, and then like some of the super conservative states won't legalize it, but it'll just. That's what happened with gay marriage. Is like it started to pick up a lot of traction in like most states, and then once most states legalized it, the federal
don't
government
think-
was just like, well,
I still think it's illegal in a couple states,
No.
isn't it? No.
it was the Supreme Court ruled it
Supreme
as
Court ruled it.
something, so it's legal everywhere.
Damn, imagine if they just made all drugs legal, like heroin.
That's what Portugal did, because they had such a problem with like drugs, like
Did it
trafficking. Well, it did. Depending on what you mean by fix, yeah.
Isn't Poland more
Well,
like that
crime
too?
went down a lot.
No, but what happened was they had
Crime
such an
went down a
issue with it, so Portugal was just like, fuck it, if we can't fix it, just do whatever you want. And so
It's
basically,
like having the purge.
it didn't fix like people using it, but at least it's not like they're not flooding the jail systems, and it's not like causing as much like money to be drained.
Yeah.
Like jailing just a bunch of druggies is just like why
fuck.
even like you could literally just wall them in and they wouldn't be able to get out.
That's the thing is though, people with like I honestly don't know why we're putting people with like drug addictions in jail. Like that is not how, unless it was like a violent charge or something like that. But if it's just like they're doing heroin, why wouldn't you send them to rehab instead?
I mean, there are programs like that.
They do
but then,
do
like,
that.
I mean,
Like,
kind of,
If you're a
but
repeat,
it's-
a repeat offender,
sure.
I think they send you. So which
I
would
watch
make
a lot
sense.
of live PD.
But it'd be almost more sense to like throw them in like a psych,
Yeah, I mean,
like a
You're
tone
going
down.
into an insane asylum, and we're gonna make you even more insane there.
Yeah.
just
well,
because
might as
I mean,
well throw 'em
not condoning
somewhere.
drug use, but just because somebody likes a little too much Xanax doesn't mean they should be thrown in a psych ward.
No, but like you need to like find an
You
environment.
guys are getting me a
for them.
Zan cake for my birthday.
Xanny cake.
Zan cake. Maybe they should have like a program for like instead of like jailing them,
They
they
should. I know some states do, kind of, but it's like not very good. But yeah.
Dude. I don't know what I was even gonna say anymore.
Whoa.
Something about birthdays. Oh yeah.
It's my sister's birthday. So.
Today?
Today?
Oh, is that why you guys went to Ruff's?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's my
Yeah.
birthday tomorrow.
She's 16.
No, it isn't.
I know.
Birthday's in May.
Me.
Right?
Yep.
You're like, hey, birthday's in May. Is it?
Yo, is it, man?
Double checking.
Yo, do you guys have any crazy conspiracy theories though?
Oh, I had one. I
Like
don't remember.
yourself, like that you believe in.
Logan, why'd you add the to the list? Is eating ass okay?
Is it? That's exactly
I
what
am.
have
We're
to
not
do, too.
even. I
Me
don't.
too.
What
What was it?
is eating ass okay? Like, do you think it? Like, would you ever?
Okay,
eat
define
ass?
okay.
Eating
Would
ass
you
is
ever eat ass
violent
or
and
let
no.
someone eat your ass?
Nope.
Eating ass is a hate crime.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. If my girl wants
God,
to,
don't.
she wants to stir up some spaghetti.
Let's stir up my spaghetti.
No. Okay, conspiracies. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get to the conspiracy.
I there was one that I actually like believed like thoroughly. I don't remember what it was. But
We live in a tarp, dude.
Wait, dude, literally.
have you heard the Elon Musk thing?
No.
About how we're living in a simulation?
I would believe that.
And Area 51 is the control unit. When we raid Area 51, we're gonna find that out.
Like, do you
But he was
really
just
see
saying
a-
that like the odds of us like surviving are so low. It's way more probable that we're just being controlled or at least like observed by some greater force, or maybe we're like an alternate dimension of humans, or
Dude, watch out. We might get like taken up by UFOs, but UFOs are really like the police of like the other universe.
Dude, yeah, imagine if like UFOs just combined. It's like, holy shit, how long is this planet had intelligent life form? They just start mowing people down. Just
It's like controlling them. It's like, and then you bring us back to like Rust Age. Like,
yes,
it's just,
dude,
like,
that would
restart.
actually be kind of like.
they kind of restart us every once in a while.
Dude, we need to play more Rust.
Dude, they have like clean nukes.
I always wish that Rust had more like lore or more like backstory, because like it's such a cool like.
There's lots of
Yeah, there's, like,
a
hidden
good
backstory.
video.
I know there is. I just it'd be really cool. Honestly, like I
Like
wouldn't mind
official
like a
release.
Rust like story mode, not like a story mode.
Dude, actually, I'm not even kidding. Like a story mode with how Rust is would kind of be sick.
Mhm.
Like if they actually just made like
Like
a,
a
a story
pre-game
mode
even.
map. Yeah.
Like, this is how you get into Rust. And like,
And like you can like PvP scientists, and like the scientists will give you like the AK and stuff like that, so you can just learn to use it right away.
Oh, let's
And
talk
it's just on
about
that
the
map,
JFK
yeah.
assassination, shall we? What do you guys think it was real? Do you guys think it wasn't?
I don't think it's real. Yeah, I
You
think
think it
JFK
was
I think
planned?
JFK's still alive.
Okay, well he'd be
I
like
think-
120,
I
wouldn't he?
think I think he combined with Mega Hitler. Mega.
Micah Hitler. I would
No,
know. I wouldn't have like. I wouldn't be. I don't have reason to believe. I guess that it was fake, but like the conspiracies are.
Have you
kinda,
seen?
like-
There's like a footage something with the bullet. Like it showed the bullet going in, and it like came out at a different angle.
Well, there was 2 bullets shot.
Well, no, I actually no. We talked about that. It was because like it like bounced off the bone or something. But like
Oh,
that's not what it
yeah.
was. There was some like
It was
I
like
mean,
a
all I
bullet
know is
head.
that guy got shot in the head,
yeah. There's something
Right.
about it.
and the suspect got caught. So hey, that's a success.
I don't know what it was, but there was like something.
And then didn't someone try to like assassinate The assassinator.
Oh yeah, someone did.
Yeah, no, that's what happened.
Yeah, he ran in and he
Just
bopped
him,
him, and they
right
got
there.
so they couldn't even like maybe that, but that would make sense though because then they were covering up
Hiding.
like
Yep, because the
they
guy
wouldn't have to. There was no proof, I guess, or maybe not enough to like say he did it, but
Mhm.
like they're like, hey, let's just kill him so nobody like we. That's the news instead of
Also,
like,
apparently, wasn't he like a Russian like?
Yeah. Oh
spy
yeah, I know.
thing or
He
something like that? Not a
he
spy.
he worked for like he worked for like the KGB or something, or like he had like previous interactions with.
So that might have something else to do with him getting killed, or
Yeah, could have been
instead
the
of
Russians,
spilling
dude.
beans, yeah.
Damn, it's crazy. I forgot about that.
Vodka.
Vodka.
So yeah, oh my goodness, saying that just reminded me of my 10th grade communications class I had with Marquise and Eric, and for we
Oh, you're.
yeah, we did the A Midsummer Night's Dream.
oh yeah.
But when we wrote our poster, we called it A Midsummer Night's Vodka.
I remember.
And like
yeah.
we like colored it in with communist colors and everything. It was the most beautiful thing
Funny.
ever. And when the teacher saw it, she's like, "You can't have this." And we're like,
Was it
"Why
Mrs.
not?"
Winters?
No. It was Mrs. Fisher at first.
Okay.
And then like Mrs. Tushar came in when Mrs. Fisher was having her baby, but she was super crazy awesome. She let us do basically anything.
I was waiting for just you to stop.
I
it
saw
crazy.
Mrs. Fisher when we were at the fair. Remember?
I have no idea who she is. I remember
yeah.
you saying
Do you remember
that.
me saying that? Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, we begged her and pleaded, and she let us use it. Also, Marquise kept falling asleep in class, and then Mrs. Tushar accidentally woke him up.
Accidentally.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, sorry." Dude, yeah, like literally the greatest.
That's funny.
Oh, you know when you have the power in the class as the student. Just like, oh, sorry for waking you up. It's okay. He goes back to sleep.
Fuck you.
Just I could hear like Marquise go,
Dude, that class was actually super fun though.
clunking back out.
And then I did a paper on GMOs and why they should be used, and then I had to do a speech
That's
on
what
it.
Hayden did. Yeah.
He
And
did the
then
reverse,
not next year, in my senior year, I just copied and pasted the exact same. I just used the exact same like debate speech.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I always wish I could have had one of those moments. I never was able to, like, have like a I did that
Yeah.
last year.
Dude, it's so easy. But yeah.
What?
And then I did Albert Einstein for 2 years, also doing research papers on him. So I only did research him once, and I already knew a lot about him. So I
I
just.
remember me and Eric had different blocks, and we picked the same person, so we only had to do half the research.
That's awesome.
So we just did research, and then he gave me all of his notes, and I gave him all mine.
Oh yeah.
Like we traded off. Like, and I copied
Use
his down,
same
he copied
sources
mine.
and everything.
We used like different sources, so we had different information.
I
And
gotcha.
then I say 80% of my paper was off my facts, and like 20% were off his, and probably the same for him.
Okay.
But it was like we like planned that out. We were like, hey, I don't want to do a lot of research, and he's like, me neither. So we just finagled the system, being in different blocks, you know.
Dude, I miss the days where in Mr. Hovland's class we would go to Blake's house to film.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
I sent like Snapchats
Yeah.
on my story of like petting Blake's dog, and my sister, my brother,
Both
and
thought you were like
both
skipping.
were like, "You're supposed to be at school," and I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Hey Logan, why the fuck are you at school?
That's actually funny. It's really cool that Hovland just like let us leave to do the thing.
Also, I thought our video was gonna be top trash.
Yeah, I know. So did I actually.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but after seeing everyone
Mhm.
else's,
There's
can,
like one other decent
I can
one.
thankfully say I think ours was the best.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was kind of worried after all the effort we were putting into it. I was worried that it was gonna end up as just like a pile of heaping flaming garbage.
Yeah,
I
I
remember-
remember. Blake's like, I got the editing, don't worry. And I'm like, no, you don't. And then it actually was good.
I remember one of
actually,
those
it's
times,
good.
what class was it? We had to do, it was Mr. Hasted's class. Remember how we had to do that video? Like, introducing yourself?
Who?
Mr. Hasted.
I never had him.
Economics?
I had Schwieger.
Oh,
Wait, I thought Hasted was the driver's ed
Oh,
teacher.
not Hasted.
Sheldon.
Sheldon, yeah.
I did that.
I never did that. I just didn't do
you
it.
didn't do economics? Well,
Oh, no. I did economics,
Yeah,
the
I
video.
did
Yeah.
I just didn't do the video, and he's
Oh.
like,
I did the video.
Yeah, when I did the
like,
video,
20 minutes
like,
before it was due.
I was, the night before, I still have, like, the videos on my phone, I think, maybe, like, a way back, but, I had this, I put my phone up, and I, like, set it up like a webcam above my computer, and I sat down, and I made sure, like, he could see my mic and, like, my LEDs shining off my wall,
damn.
and
so
I
cool.
edited, like, a black and white intro of me walking in, and then it faded into the thing, and I was like, no, but then I did that, and then I remember him, like, do you do like radio stuff
No.
with that mic? And I was just like, I didn't even respond. Like, he asked a bunch of questions on the thing. I'm like, I'm just not gonna respond.
I didn't respond either. He was like, what type of video games do you like? Dude, I called him, I don't know why, but I called him Mr. Jello, and like, he just responded perfectly, and it just made me feel happy.
What
The
do you
fact
mean?
that he wasn't like, what? Like, I was just like, Mr.
Oh, like,
Jello, and he's
okay.
like, yep.
Mr. Jello. Mr. Jellydon.
Mr. Jello. Dude, I need to get back into photoshopping stuff. Just like
Oh,
random.
I need to get back into video editing.
Yeah.
How long do you guys want to keep it going? We can keep going if you want.
How long is it at right now?
An hour.
Hour. You could probably stop it.
Oh shit.
Hour seems probably good for.
Oh, you know, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, we can definitely keep it going. I just know that like listening to podcasts about an hour is like the perfect length. Because anything more than that, and it's like it's kind of hard to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, I gotcha,
But anything
gotcha.
less than that, and it's kind of like
Yeah, makes sense. All right.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. Maybe we'll do this again. Maybe not.
Fuck
but...
everyone listening. And
Whoa,
please kill
that's-
yourselves.
Well, and here's our cut for the end.
Rope and tie and noose.
Yeah.
It'll be a tutorial on my
It's
channel.
It's
when
very
I see that.
helpful.
I already
ending.
said the N word.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't really.
I would.